Hello and welcome to 3 Questions with an Expert. Today I'm here with George Schutz, Director of Precision Gauges at MAR. How are you doing today, George?
I'm doing great.
Good. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do at MAR?
Well, as a Director of Precision Gauges, I'm responsible for all the hand tools, measuring instruments, and bringing application support to our customers. And I think with being at MAR Federal for 40 years, we can provide all the solutions that our customers need.
That's wonderful. I know you guys do a lot with portable surface finishes. Why do you think portable surface finish is important?
Well, as tolerances get tighter, more and more people are finding that surface finish is an important part of the measuring process. And often they're trying to make those measurements right at the point of manufacture by operators that are really machine tool operators rather than inspection people. So what we're trying to do is trying to give our customers the tools to make surface finish measurements right at the point of manufacture, which means they have to be robust, they have to be easy to use, they have to have the important parameters that the operator can relate to. And RA is probably the go-to parameter often used by our customers. So this is a key factor for making measurements right at the point of manufacturing.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I know that RA is the go-to roughness parameter, but I understand there's other important parameters for manufacturers. How do you address that?
Well, there's lots of different functions to surface finish. So there's different parameters that people use to measure how a surface is going to perform. So in an automotive application, people really create custom profiles to make sure it functions the way it should. So in an automotive application, you probably want a little bit of roughness there, or a little grooves in the process, so that the oil is held and lubricates the engine. If you're doing a painting application, you probably want a surface that's smooth because you don't want to see the ripples from the surface on the paint, but you don't want the surface too smooth either, or else the paint just won't stick to it. So there's all hundreds of different parameters out there that people use to measure surface finish. And often, in the past, you've had to have a laboratory grade type of surface finish piece of equipment to measure those different parameters. But what we're trying to do is take a portable surface gauge, built into it 35 different parameters, and make it easy for the operator to use right at the point of manufacture. So now he can measure some of those more complex parameters right at the machine tool once that part comes off the machine, or sometimes right in the machine as it was being made, so there's no taking the part out to measuring it. So what we're trying to do is give him the parameters, but also make it easy for him to operate. So with our products like the PS10, we've tried to create a smartphone type of interface. It looks like a phone, it acts like a phone, it has icons, you can scroll through the display, and I think by giving the operators a tool which they're familiar with, works like a smartphone, they can measure very complex parameters with virtually no training, no downtime, trying to bring the part to a big complex surface finish gauge. They can do it at the point of manufacture. It's easy for them to use, and maybe they'll even enjoy using it.
Sounds like you really thought that process out. You took the user into consideration. That's
sure.
great.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. You have to remember that operators are there to run the machine tools, and trying to get them to make an inspection measurement they might not see that as their job, but by making it easy for them, we can put those tools into their hands.
That's great. One last question. I know you have the capability to measure complex parameters, but what about documentation? What is your company doing with documentation and the big, IIoT? Like, how are you guys addressing that?
Well, again, it's all ease for the operator, and what we try to do in our products is make the data storage, data documentation as easy for the operator to use as possible. In fact, it's transparent to the operator, because we know people want to record the data for documentation. In the medical industry, it's critical to have the data stored, and you can prove that that part was measurement, because those are life and death type of applications sometimes. Or if you want to take the data that you've collected and maybe bring it back to the lab and analyze it a little bit better, you want to store all those little pieces of information so that you can do that. So what we've done is we've taken the PS10 and we make it look like a USB device to any computer. And the PS10 stores the actual reports in a PDF format, so it's easy to pull out the data once you've measured it. You can take the raw data after each measurement and put it into our MAR Connect software, and then put it into Excel files if you want to analyze it a little bit more for your documentation purposes, or if you want to take the information and bring it back to a lab. We store it in a format that's a international standard, that you can take out all the individual data points and analyze them any way that you want. So I think we've provided a product that gives all that data collection and data storage capability right in their hands, easy to use, and again, it's transparent to the operator. The machine is doing the data collection, the PS10 is doing the data collection, not the operator.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you for joining us today, George, and talking about surface finish.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Our viewers will really appreciate it. I'm Ariel Campanelli, editor at GIE Media. Thank you for stopping by for 3 Questions with an Expert. Until next time.